I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. And I'm just finishing there we go. Okay. I'm just finishing a lunch meeting, so I'm going to be walking for a bit, but I'm going to be listening to you in just 1 second. Okay.
That's fine.
So just give me a minute to say goodbye and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. No problem.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. Okay. I'll get back to you. For sure. I'll get that today. See you guys. Bye. Thanks for now. Okay, can you see me okay?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yes. Okay.
Right.
I had a chance to review all your stuff this morning, and I appreciate you coming to Pitch Investors Live to see if we can help you out with the investment for your business. So sorry for a little bit of noise in the background here, but I'm just running around, first of the year, getting things organized for
No
2019.
worries.
So let's welcome everybody that's listening out there, because we're live on the internet right now. We may have dozens, hundreds, thumbs up to everybody out there. Pitch Investors Live is a great portal that allows folks like yourself to give a pitch to a potential investor like me. But this is the funny thing, is we've actually had deals close that weren't from the actual pitch being given at the particular time we're doing it now. The people that were listening actually came on board to invest in the particular opportunity. So we're going to start by letting you give your kind of overview of how it all works and what you're looking for. So go ahead. I'm going to turn the floor over to yourself. Okay.
No problem. I appreciate it, Kevin. It's really nice speaking with you today. I'm glad that Pitch Investors brought us back. We were on once before. I love the platform. I love what you guys are doing. This has been a great experience so far. And when they asked me to pitch again, I was very excited to speak with you. So I don't know did you have a chance to look over our video, take a look at what we got going just before I get into it? Yes, I did. Okay, great.
Yes, I did.
So for people who don't know what PerChance is, PerChance right here, it's an app that connects people that have a misconnection. So what our app does is it turns the one that got away into the one. What that means is we give people a second chance when they have a passing moment, when they have a misconnection. So we locate users that were in your immediate vicinity at the same time as you, and we could connect you. Once two users confirm a misconnection, we coordinate a time and a place for you to meet. So with a few taps of our app, you could grab a drink with your date tonight. We give you 48 hours. You can go through today and yesterday, and you could find those people that you interacted with very easily with our app.
Yep. Got it. Okay. So that's how it works. Tell me what's the monetization of all of that? How do you guys make money?
That's a good question. So we have 3 revenue streams. The first revenue stream is, it's a freemium app, so it's free to download. Right now, it's free entirely. It'll always be free, but there will also be subscription options in the near future. And we just launched 6 weeks ago, so we don't have any freemium options yet. What we're doing initially over the next few months is we can have ads, so we could cater towards certain demographics that our users are in a certain demographic. So you work with local campaigns, national campaigns. When you get into the Yelp API at the end, where you could have that date, you go there. We could partner, which we already are starting to, with the local restaurants, the bars, the clubs, the coffee shops, and they'll end up paying us some. They'll give us some money. We'll bring in our users there, and our users will get a discount. So maybe 10, 20, 30% off, whatever that would be. So they show that they're a PerChance user. The premium options that we'll have, those would be subscription model based. Other dating apps have certain things. I think we're doing something a little bit more unique, where we can use our proprietary algorithm to match you with people that you actually want to meet. So some preference that you might have, maybe it would be whatever education, like hair color, body type, whatever that might be. There's certain things that we're going to do later on as well. And those are prescription features. There's a few. So we have a few different revenue streams, and it's a very local app. So instead of using another, let's just say a hot or not app, where you're just swiping people that you've never met who might not be real. And, you know, when your radius might be a mile, 10 miles, 25 miles away, we're a very concise, kind of like a neighborhood app where once you have that misconnection, whether that be at the airport, at a supermarket, at the stoplight, on an elevator, at the gym, wherever that might be, we can connect you with that person very quickly.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. I'm just trying to understand the logistics of how it works. So let's say last night I was eating at a restaurant, or I'm in a bar. And how now, if I saw someone sitting across the room or something, that if I wanted to like meet them through PerChance, how do you identify who was the one that was sitting there, or that it was?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Person, right?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So what you would do is you would open up the app, and if you saw in the video, and if people haven't seen the video yet, we'll tag it below so you can take a look at our quick 1-minute video to show how our app works. What you would do is you'd open up the app. There's a map. The map will show you everywhere you are throughout the day when you have when it's on running in the background. So if you went to that supermarket or that restaurant and you wanted to reach out to that girl, guy, whoever you had an interest in with, if they're on the app, what you can do is you just go into the map, you click that location where you're at, and you could scroll through the people that were there that might be interested within you at the same time. So you could say there's 4 people there, and you want to find that one woman that was there. So you obviously recognize her face. You can click on her face, and it'll show her first name and a little bit of information about her. And all you do is click on the top right-hand corner of the heart, and you can match up with her. And if the feeling's mutual, you're going to get matched up.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. So now, did you say that there's any operational side of this yet, or what's the status of the actual business?
We just launched 6 weeks ago, and our first primary market is in Miami, specifically a certain neighborhood in Miami. Miami-Dade as a whole has 60% single rate. Manhattan as a whole has 60% single rate, but one area of Miami in downtown, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's called Brickell, and it has 70%. So 7 out of 10 people are single, and they're all in our initial target market. They're the 20s, the 30s, up to about 40 years old, mainly, and they're single. Yeah, they're young professionals. They're single. They might be in college and grad school, and we already have about 1,000 users in a 1.1 mile radius in less than 6 weeks.
Okay, 1,000 users. Okay, and how often? I mean, there's a saying that I'm going to give you, and maybe for those that are listening, will be interested to hear this. I know that the companies like Google and Facebook, when they make acquisitions, they have a kind of a rule of what they look for in the acquisition. They do what they call the toothbrush test. Okay. And so I said, when I first heard about this, I'm like, what's a toothbrush test for these billion-dollar companies, right? Well, if they're going to make an acquisition of an app, they want to know that people are visiting that app as often as they use a toothbrush on a daily basis. Okay.
Yeah.
Morning, noon, night.
I get it.
Morning and night at least, right?
Right.
So because one of the challenges, I invested in a business that was an app, and we got a lot of downloads and a lot of initial excitement, but people had no real reason to come back on a regular basis. Okay.
Right.
So we weren't getting that engagement and that, the daily visit type of thing. And I know you're in, kind of test mode now, but tell me what's happening in this regard is in terms of the 1,000 people or so that are now part of it.
Yeah, it's a good question. So we just launched, so it's tough to analyze the data in full, but what we've seen so far is I guess you would say the primary user, they're using the app once or twice, maybe even 3 times in a period of about 2 weeks. So they're going out on a weekend or a weeknight, and they're opening up the app, they're using it, they're reaching out, they're matching up with people. So right now, the majority of our users, I guess you could say a bi-weekly active user. So those every 14 days, these users are using the app. We know that this first version of our app is not going to be our best version, as we're about to put an update in the stores in about a few days. So you can look out for that as well if you're in Miami, in the South Florida area. But we're also expanding on some options as well for the next version. So you can say what you said is true. It's kind of like a test phase right now. We're working with our first several hundred, about 1,000 users. And the majority of them are coming back, and they're using it every, I would say, once, twice, 3 times every 2 weeks. So they go out on the weekend, they go on one night, they're at the supermarket and they see someone, they go on PerChance. They go out at a bar, restaurant, coffee shop, wherever they were. So they're fairly active initially, and we anticipate that we could bring them on even more so over the next few weeks as we get into 2019 when we get to expand. We're already in discussions with some investors to be able to expand our marketing efforts down here in Miami, and we want to spread throughout South Florida.
Based South Florida?
You're breaking up, sorry. Yeah,
You're
I'm down,
down
in
in Miami?
Yes,
you're
I am.
Based
We're down in
Miami. Right. Okay. I'm in St. Pete, so I'm not that far. And I know that Brickell area very well. Just down there recently. Yeah. So yeah. So now if I'm just trying to, again, the logistical side. So I went to this bar last week. Now I come on, I'm going to go back to that bar. Are you telling people kind of like, hey, I'm going to be at that same bar?
So what you can
connect.
So when if you want to reconnect and you have that moment, right? You share that moment, you see that, person you want to meet up with, you have an option at that point. So the options to meet are places that are equidistant. They were between the both of you at that time, and you could choose a time and a place. So you get a few restaurants that are on the top. Those are restaurants that we could partner with where they could push to the top. They get paid, to pay for that space. But then after that, there are restaurants that are put there because of the best match. So they're close to you. They're highly rated. It could be a coffee shop, a bar, a restaurant. And then you guys decide where you want to meet. So let's just say you met someone last night. You're on PerChance, but you're busy and you're busy up till now because we're speaking and I'm pitching you. After this, you could reach out to that person and say, hey, would you like to grab a coffee? Let's meet at this Starbucks. And it's right near the both of you or close to you. And you can do that very easily. That's how we do it.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, do you envision, right now it's free, and then at some point you envision where people pay to join, I assume, sort of an upgraded
so we'll have
package.
Premium subscription features where people will pay. So a lot of people that are using dating apps today, there's a percentage of those people, there's like 20-25%. They're paying the subscription features. So there's certain ones that we might do where you'll get an alert where there's PerChance users out at a certain spot. So maybe you're coming home on a Friday after a long week and you're single, but you might want to meet someone. So you get an alert and it could say, hey, you might want to check out, I don't know, Morton's Steakhouse or whatever bar is near or close to you, because there are 85 PerChance users there. The chances of you have a connection are very high. So someone could subscribe to that because they want to kind of sift through everything and see, and that lets you know where a lot of single people are. That's another option. But that's a subscription model. Later on, if when we work with an investor and they want to, obviously, we might be able to pivot at some point in that regard, and that subject might come up. But right now, it's a freemium app, so we want to allow everyone to download it, use it. The basic features are excellent as they are, but we have some added features that make it a little more valuable for someone who's single.
Gotcha. Okay, so tell me now, what's the financial deal you're looking for, as raising capital, etc., for any of the investors?
Okay, so
that are out
right now we have worked with several investors. We've raised $100,000 so far. We'd like to raise some more capital in regards so that we could get the word out in Miami, spread throughout different neighborhoods. So we get to the Miami beaches, we get to the Wynwoods, we get to Fort Lauderdale, we get to Boca del Rey and West Palm. Miami right now, in our area that I'm in, has the highest concentration of single people in the country, but it doesn't stop there, because 3 of the top markets are all in South Florida. That's Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Boca del Rey. So we want to get to those areas, and if we partner with someone, we can do that. So we are giving away essentially instant equity to someone who comes on as a partner, and if they come on at a certain level, we can give a seat as well on the board. So we're discussing those options, and if someone's interested, they could reach out. We'll put our information below later, or if they want, they could even email. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to put my email out here to everyone, but what I'll do is they could contact through our website, and there's a way to reach out and just put hey, I'd like to invest. Who can I speak with? And then we can do that.
Okay. And how many users do you figure you need before you reach sort of a momentous time or a break even or something like that?
That's a difficult question, because that means, all right, in the trajectory of where we're going, if we have a certain raise. So our full raise of it would be 2.5 million. If we could do that, that we know that there's steps to get there. So initially we're looking for a few $100,000 just to get the word out in South Florida. With our projections, we spoke with analysts. It seems like we can break even end of 2020, start making some money in 2021. A 5-year track, we could do very well. We would be making a substantial amount of money, and our investors would be very happy if this all goes according to plan and we weren't too aggressive in those numbers. Right now, if we could hit 5,000 to 10,000 users over the next few months in just South Florida alone, we'll be doing very well. So we could hit critical mass, which is essentially 10,000 users in just this market. And then we could expand into other markets that we have done research that has a highly concentrated single areas as well. And we'd like to get there after we lay our foundation here in South Florida.
Yep. Have you found there's any virality to what you're doing? Meaning somebody that joins shows other people.
Yeah.
And now
So what we've done is
we've launched. Is that happening?
We've done really well at a few events that we've hosted. So we had our launch party at Art Basel, and there were several hundred people there who downloaded and used the app. They spread the word, and that worked really well because each person there spread the word to a few friends, and that helped us take off fairly quickly. So we started with nothing, and now we're already at nearly 1,000 in a very short period of time. So what we're doing now is we've partnered with a lot of local establishments in Brickell, because that's where we want to hit. So the bars, the exercise groups, the restaurants, and we're having a bunch of events coming up in the next, I would say, 6 weeks through Valentine's Day. We've already planned out. A bunch of people who run these local establishments have reached out to us to partner with us, and we've done fairly well so far. But we want to get an influx of cash to spread the word throughout other neighborhoods as well at the same time and help us get the word out.
Gotcha. I mean, I think the process you're going about this is good. What I like is that you're going to show that you can create a market to work, like Miami, Brickell, right? Maybe 2 or 3, and now it goes viral and it starts growing by itself. That's what investors like myself want to see. I mean, at 1,000 users, it's a little early for me to make a big investment, but there may be some other people out there listening that might be interested or willing to do that, or someone that comes out of this industry that understands what you're doing. I'd like to see it a little further to where, okay, if you said to me, we launched in Miami 6 months ago, we've got 50,000 people that are doing this in Miami already, and wow, it's going to go like gangbusters to the next market. So now I'm envisioning maybe franchising it or something like that. So, where I could say, okay, money can now duplicate what you guys have already brought to the table. So I mean, that's kind of where my head is that you should be able to raise some capital, but certain investors are going to want to see it a little further along. You're maybe 2 or 3 months from somebody like myself, and I'd like to stay in touch with you on this. But I'd also encourage anybody out there that's listening to us to say, hey, maybe they could get in on the ground floor and bring some value to the table right now, and maybe we could bring some value to the table right now also. I have to just go back through the connections that I've got. It's amazing what Barry Diller with Match.com and all the different businesses that are under the IAC umbrella have done there to create billions of dollars in value for their shareholders by investing in these kinds of businesses. So I think you're in the right industry. you've got the right mentality, but you just need another couple months under your belt where you can actually show these metrics as powerful
if you'd like to stay in
indicators
touch,
of the
if you
future.
could send me some information on how to reach out to you in a few weeks, and I could do that and let you know how to, kind of like how we're doing right now. You know, everything each day it's going up. We're getting new users all the time, and we are literally just in one small area, 1.1 mile radius. So it's very, very tight, and we already have these amount of users. And we're going to just slowly expand, so we do it the right way and get the right, then we could have discussions. Who knows? March, April, we could be in a really good position. Right now, we're doing well early.
Yeah.
I know we are
super
early. We are going to speak with some people, and obviously they get a nice deal because they came on early. Obviously you're pro at this, so you know that. But if we could work with someone who just helps us out a little bit, and we get to the next level, we can get to critical mass fairly quickly. It seems like.
Beautiful. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate it. I think we've kind of gone into some of the opportunities here, and I think that as an entrepreneur, I get a lot of respect for what you've done. You're getting it up. You're staying focused on a particular market, which is important because, like, I don't know if you remember when Groupon first started, and they were doing these discounts at restaurants and, getting a massage and whatever. And they started in Chicago, and they built Chicago as this huge hub and this huge marketplace. And then they said, if we can make Chicago work, now we just need to take it market by market by market, which is what they did. They built a multi-billion-dollar business by doing exactly that.
Yeah, we have a similar strategy in that regard, and obviously Groupon's done really well. We have a similar strategy, and we've already been contacted by other cities, people there. Hey, when is it going to be here? But we just want to be patient in that regard, and we'll get it out there. And then when we do, we want to make sure that we get it out the right way to their community without rushing it. Thank you.
Yeah, super. All right. Well, listen, great talking to you. Congratulations. Let's we'll get through the back end here. We'll stay in touch. You'll get my details, and we'll just keep plugging along. And hopefully, there's somebody out there that's got some input or some ideas, questions, and we can connect you with some of those folks. And we'll let's plan to touch base within maybe a few weeks from now, give or take. And
thank you. I really appreciate it, Kevin.
Plugging along, buddy.
It means a lot coming from you. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to check out our website, it's PerChanceApp.com. PerChanceApp.com.
PerChance.
Thank you so much.
App.
Take care. You
Fantastic.
as well. Take care.
Happy New Year.
Have a good one.
Take care,
Bye.
buddy. See ya.